Hey, so now that we've learned how to insert a line, what is one way that we might use them? So, one thing that we normally see a couple times a cycle is vertical pages, which tend to just switch it up a little bit, have the pages side by side rather than, have the stories side by side rather than one on top of the other. And it's normally pretty useful to have a vertical line to split them up because you can see all this text kind of blurs together. So what I would normally do is go over to the toolbar, get our line tool, make a nice vertical line. I tend to make them pretty short at first. That looks straight to me. And then I'll go back to the selection tool and just extend it all the way down. But you can probably tell that looks pretty cramped. So whenever you're going to have a line between two columns of text or between a soapbox and a column of text, whatever, there should be a full pica, not half a pica, between each column, the side of each column and the line. Right, there's a pica right now between right there and there between each column, and so since I just divided it in two, now there's only P6 or half of a pica between each column and the line. That's not what we want. So what I do is I shorten the widths of each of the columns to this side by P6, so I make them 11P0, and this one 11P0, but you can see that for the first column that worked really well. For the second one, now there's too much space on the right and not enough on the left. What I need to do is I shortened it by P6, but now I need to shift it P6 to the right. I'm going to increase the X value by P6 to 37P12, which is equivalent to 38. And you can see right now it looks like there is just about a pica between the side of each column and the line. I'm just going to check what's the placement of this. 36P10.7 seems like a pretty weird placement to me. Now if we just do the math, this one starts at 25 and is 11 picas wide, which means that the edge of this column is at X value 36, and the edge of this column, the left edge of this column, we can see starts at 38. So if this one's at 36, this one's at 38, then we want this one to be right at 37. And so it's nice and centered now. We can look at the heights of these columns, 83P2.4, and we can make sure that that is, exactly the same. And they start, we can tell, at the same Y value, so they're perfectly aligned. That just adds a little more space. It makes the page look a little less cramped, because when you have a page that's all text, people generally don't want to read it, even if they're really good stories. So yeah, that's just one use of a vertical line. When you have vertical lines that are this long, I really highly recommend you absolutely have to be sure that the line is straight. If you're not very, very confident that you can draw a straight line, or that you can tell if it's straight, I would just get a new folio from CC Libraries, like I showed in the last video about how to make lines. Just take that tiny little vertical line and delete the other elements from the folio after ungrouping it, which is another video about how to group and ungroup. And then take that little line and just extend it down, because that line is already perfectly straight. Sorry, they're lines, they're all straight. It's already perfectly vertical. My math teacher would be so proud of me. That's it, pretty simple. Yeah, just keep this in mind. It's something that gets overlooked sometimes, but it really does help pages look better.